Hello, my name is Johan and welcome to the Dapper Swede. I just got home from work and this Saturday we're going to host a dinner party, and because I'm working I am not having enough time to really prepare the day of, so I am making a Caribbean style rum cake, and it is the first time that I'm making this recipe, and it is actually by King Arthur Baking Company. I chose this recipe because it is so highly rated, and I do love a really delicious rum cake. I do find that rum flavor to be so rich and so delicious, and especially in baked goods. Now, when it comes to this recipe, my one hesitation is that it calls for a packet of Jello instant vanilla pudding, and I am in general against anything that requires instant anything or anything basically like pre-packaged like this. But after reading a number of different rum recipes, I decided that I'm just gonna have to like live with it, and it seems like it's a really great recipe. I have made sure to really go all out and do what the recipe calls for. Meaning, even though I had all-purpose flour, I went and bought the King Arthur specific flour. I bought their almond flour for dusting the pan. I got the rum and all of the ingredients. And when you bake, it's always a good idea to weigh your dry ingredients. So I've actually gone ahead and done that, which is not always something I do. So if we start, we're going to combine the flour, the baking powder, and the salt, which I have all here in this, together with the sugar. Here we have butter, and this is a stick of butter, so it really talks about how moist it is. And like fruit cakes and rum cakes, it's always a good idea to make them ahead of time, a couple of days even, and that will make it more moist, which is another great feature of this cake, since I'm making it ahead of time, not because the cake needs it, but because I don't have time to really make it this Saturday when I'm working. So we're going to combine this until it has the consistency of sand. So let's try that. Actually, before we combine it, I forgot this terrible ingredients. Right when I said that I don't like the fact that it calls for pre-mixed, I even forgot to add it. So let's add this. It's one whole package. So, okay, let's see here. So we're going to combine this until it has the look of sand, which basically means that all the dry ingredients will be moist, and I think that kind of looks like it. We are going to pour in the milk and mix it. Okay. By the way, I love desserts, and I couldn't imagine hosting a dinner party and not having an absolutely scrumptious dessert. Oh, and now we're gonna do the eggs one at a time. So this better be good. I even though the recipe doesn't call for it, I'm gonna serve it with with soft whipped cream. So that is not too sweet. So I think that's going to cut and really balance well with the rum flavor. So right now we are going to add 1 egg at a time. Okay, 1 egg. 2 eggs. If this recipe turns out as good as it sounds, it will be a go-to recipe. I am putting all my faith in King Arthur's Baking Company at this point. So after all, their whole thing is that they want you to love their recipe enough that they buy their flours and ingredients. And for me, I thought, well, they spend a lot of time and energy developing this recipe, and the least I can do is support them with buying their stuff. So let's do the last egg. Let's see here. Okay, now we're going to do 2 tablespoons of vanilla. And remember that this is in addition to the vanilla in the vanilla pudding. So there's quite a bit of vanilla. Okay. And now a half a cup of rum, which is a lot of rum. And although it just called for rum, I got spiced rum because I really like that extra richness of flavor from spiced rum. So here we go, half a cup of rum. And it's not the only rum that's in this. There's gonna be rum in the syrup too. So let's see here. I'm going to scrape this a bit. Well, that is absolutely delicious. Okay, so that is the whole recipe. Now bake this in a silicone mold, and it's certainly not the coolest looking thing, but this will release the cake hopefully so much better. That's the whole point of it. So I'm going to spray it with baking spray. And then in the recipe, it says that for an extra nutty flavor, to dust your cake pan with almond flour. And that certainly is overkill, considering all I'm doing is dusting it with it, and I bought a whole bag of almond flour for it. But I am going to give this recipe everything I got. So let's make sure we get it all mixed. Okay, so there we have it. Let's get this cake batter into it. I really hope our guests are gonna love this cake because in my head it's gonna be delicious. So I do want dessert to really be worthwhile. Like, dinner should be delicious, and I want my guests to be full and having loved dinner and be like, oh my gosh, I couldn't possibly do any dessert. And then you serve the dessert and they say, oh my gosh, that is so delicious, I'm gonna have to have some more. So really kind of like convince them. That's my, put that away. Now this is going to bake at 325 for 50 to 60 minutes. So this is the one thing that's not so much fun with. Okay, we're gonna put this on here into the oven. And let's check back in 50 to 60 minutes. I am going to make the syrup in the meantime, but I'm gonna let that be in the oven for a bit. So check back in a bit. And there we have it. The cake is done. Let's see if it looks as good as it smells in here. There we have it. Looks yummy. Right now we're gonna have to let this cool. Not cold, but cool. And then I am going to puncture it. And it said a skewer, so I have something skinny and then I have a chopstick, which I'm most likely is going to be using, and I'm going to pour the syrup all over, and it's going to be super yummy. So let's check back in a few minutes when this has cooled down. Yum. I think I'll have to do this in batches because this is a lot of syrup to get into this cake, but yum, yum, yum. So I'm gonna finish this and then you will see it on Saturday when I finish it up and decorate it and serve it. So here on the screen, you see the recipe for the rum cake. It's absolutely delicious. I really would love for you to try it out. Just pause the video and take a screenshot so you can keep it for yourself and enjoy. You and your guests will love it.